Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Piston Pro Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2021 Mazda CX-5. We're just going to be focusing on the specific fit for this vehicle, so if you want a more in-depth look at the rack, feel free to check out the product review or the product page here at etrailer.com. But the Piston Pro is a really premium option that's going to get a bike, or two bikes rather, up to 67 pounds each where you need them to go. It's a platform style bike rack, and it's going to hold our bikes with this dual wheel mount design, so there's no frame contact at all. In the event that you did want to mix and match and use this with your carbon frame bikes, you can. Alternative frame bikes will work too. And there is a strap kit for if you want to use your bike with fenders. Another nice feature that this rack offers is the ability for it to tilt away with the bikes loaded up, so we'll show you that. I will say that where the lever location is, if you have another bike loaded up in the front, it's not the easiest thing to get to, but once you do, we'll just pull that down and the rack tilts pretty aggressively towards you, which gives us plenty of room to get into the hatch of our CX-5. Plenty of clearance there from our handlebars. Tons of room back here if I wanted to. I could sit down and change my shoes before or after a ride, or I could get anything that I might need for that ride. Helmets, water, you name it. The rack itself is a little bit heavy, and again, if you have another bike loaded up, I could see it being a little bit difficult to get down here and get it back up, but once you do, it clicks in place just like that. Now we can work on getting our bike removed. We'll hold on to the frame of our bike, and we'll just press this button down here on the tray to release our hoops. We go down all the way, pretty aggressively at that, and then we can get our bike up and off. So, looking at the trays, you can see just how long and how wide they are. Just as they come, they're able to support a maximum wheelbase of up to 53 inches. And if we take a closer look at the hoops, we can see that there are adjustable heights to accommodate different tire widths or tire sizes. The trays themselves support a tire width of up to 5 inches. You have to activate it to make sure that you can ratchet it back down to keep it all the way in place. On the middle of the tray there is also a lock core for our cable locks. It's not integrated, but it is included, and you can secure your bikes there. But from here, we can take a measurement to see how much space we're adding on. From the bumper to the furthest point back, it's going to be about 25 inches, so not too terrible while still being able to support that weight capacity. As far as ground clearance goes, from the ground to the furthest point in the back, it's going to be about 20 inches. So the CX-5 doesn't sit too high, but there is a nice rise in the shank, which gets us a ground clearance that I'm comfortable with, getting us anywhere I need to be and not worrying about bottoming out over curbs or up hills. Using that same lever we used before though, we can fold the rack up, it, click into place again, and we can get that new measurement to see how much space we saved. So now, from the bumper to the furthest point back, it's going to be 11.5 inches. So we do save a ton of space that way. And the rack still sits short enough that it's not coming into contact or blocking my license plate. My backup camera is right here. You'll probably see the rack in the bottom half of that, but there's still tons of visibility there. Comes nowhere near our taillights or our rear window, but the rack is also approved for use with your motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and any sort of vehicle that you might be able to put this on. And if that does become an issue, there are taillight kits that store on the rack. As long as your vehicle has four-pole wiring, you'll be able to use that. Coming down to the shank here, we have a 2-inch shank. It fits into our 2-inch receiver. It's held in place by this pin with a lock core that's key-like to that cable lock on the tray that we talked about earlier. It's all secured with the security anti-rattle bolt here in the back. It's not tool-free, but it does store right up on the top, so the tool is always included. Easy to use, and you can lock that in place as well, so no one can just pop that out and use it to get the rack off your car. So overall, like I mentioned, the Kuat Piston Pro is a really premium option. That wheelbase, tire width, all the accommodations All the adjustability that you can have with this rack really make it that next level. That light kit if you need it. Anything that I could think of in a bike rack, this has it. I will say, if you don't need maybe necessarily all those features, you might want to check out something like the Rocky Mount Skyd Rail. Similar style with that dual wheel mount design. You might lose out on some of those bells and whistles, but it's going to come in at a more affordable price point. That being said, if you want the premium option with that premium Kuat look and all the accessibility and features that this offers, the Kuat Piston Pro is definitely a really solid choice. Again, this is just a look at how it fits on our 2021 Mazda CX-5.